Well, hello, I'm back, and today our main topic is going to be the proper names. Okay, in case you don't know, proper is something that is different from the common, and the names are related to the nouns. So, my intention today is to give you some examples of these words comparing Portuguese and, of course, to the English language in such a way that you're going to realize that it's not that complicated, but it's really easy, and you're going to use that on a daily basis in your everyday life. Okay, get ready, get paper pen in case you don't have it yet or you don't have them yet, and we are going to talk about them just like this. So there you have there the proper names. So remember that when we talk about the names, let me try to do something like this, and we talk about not only names. Let's begin with the names first. I think better because it is related to the nouns. This is, I think it's best if I do like this. So then you have the names and you have the nouns. Okay, remember that names is something that we use very often. So if you say, for example, that you have these part of your body, so you say that this is your hand, your finger, your nail, and it goes on. So names for animals, for objects, for people. So these are names. In grammar, when we talk about names, we usually talk about the nouns. There are many kinds of nouns, but the ones you're going to talk about and focus on are only these two ones: the proper and the common ones. So the common, just for the sake of example, are those ones that you do not get capitalized initials, capitalized letter at the beginning. On the other hand, the proper names, for sure, they have capitalized initials, capitalized letters. Okay, big and small, for those who may not understand by now. Well, but the idea, remember that there are some words that we need to be careful when we use them, because there are some words in English that require some kind of attention. Let me just write them here now before I forget. Okay, so I remember that some words like I don't know, sun, let's use like this, or sun. Some people get a little bit skeptical when they are going to use the word sun, like the sun and the moon, right? The couple. We have the moon and we have the moon. So sometimes the question is, but should I capitalize, or it's not really necessary? Guys, sometimes it's a matter of choice, but there are some rules that we really need to pay attention to. We need to respect them. We need to follow them. Okay? An example that I can give you are the days of the week. Okay, as you have sun, let's put here like Sunday and Monday, by the way. Okay, let's put it like that so that you can see. So in situations like these, I mean, the days of the week, in lots of languages, you don't need to capitalize them. But in English, you have to. So when you say Sunday or Sunday, Monday or Monday, you need to capitalize. And the question is, and if I don't? Well, if you don't, it's considered a typo. It's considered a mistake. You're supposed to. You have to, in other words. The same thing is true regarding the months of the year. Okay, so let's get January and December, the first and the last one. So the same way, if you just type or you write like a small case letter at the beginning, it's considered a typo. It's considered a mistake. And you need to use the initials like this. Another example that sometimes I use in class is the word, for example, China. Okay, and China. So the first one, I mean, this one with capitalized initial is the country, for sure. On the other hand, it belongs, China with small c, it has a very different meaning. It's more related to, let's say, house, objects you have in your house, of course. Things you use because you're going to drink something, sometimes eat something, okay, depends. Like porcelain, okay, in other words, it's similar, not exactly the same, but it's similar to porcelain in case you want to understand it like this. And there is something that is really important to realize, that not all the words are going to be capitalized depending on the use you're gonna have. But if you have, for example, and this is a number one rule, but sometimes people do not use. So you have like the beginning of sentences. This is what you need to really pay attention to. If you're going to begin a sentence, the first letter, it doesn't matter which word it is, you need to begin with a capitalized initial. So this is in every language, of course, as those languages that use this kind of letters of the alphabet. Remember that some languages in the world do not use these letters. They use other symbols, just like Mandarin, Chinese, Japanese, and some other languages in the world, okay? So, if you are in doubt, we are going to use the something more visual so that you can realize this. So just hold on, because you're going to use the dictionary first. I'm going to show you a different dictionary today. And it's nice when you get me some feedback, because when you get me some feedback, you say, hey Jerry, you could do this, why don't you use another? I think it's nice if you do something like this, okay? So let's get first a definition for the word proper, okay? Yeah, so there you have proper or propers in case, but as an adjective, we do not usually conjugate, right, or change. So let's go to the pronunciation.
Proper.
There you are. So it is an adjective. It says adapted or appropriate to the purpose of or circumstance. I think this is what we need. A proper place, proper young man, that's it. It can be an adverb, it can be a noun, etc. Let's see what else we have. The origin, man, these dictionaries nowadays are fantastic. Here, proper is an adjective that describes something that is appropriate, adheres to polite behavior, or is correct. Here, proper is also used in grammar. Grammar, this is important, to refer to nouns that identify specific people, places, or things. Let's see, okay, blah, 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 and the others. So then you have like collocations and stuff, and it goes on. I think it's nice. This is, in case you didn't pay attention to here, this is the dictionary.com. I guess you guys can see here, right? See the arrow here? So then you have the dictionary.com, easy to remember that. You can use here the thesaurus, check meanings, games, people like games so much, learn, get to the writing. Writing is one of my cups of tea regarding the English language and the word of the day. Okay? Now, let's get the word name. I guess we saw that before, so listen to it. So good, there you are. Okay, let's go.
Name.
You see, name can be, well, they don't show it here, but it can be a noun. This is what we want. It can be a verb, it can be an adjective, and what else? Okay, only. So, name is a noun, okay? So it's a word or a combination of words by which a person, place, or thing, a body or class, or any object or thought is designated, called, or known. It's a mere designation, distinguished from a fact, blah, blah, blah. So remember you said family name, given name, full name, lots of things that we can use by using the word name, okay? Well, another one. I said the proper name, so let me see now what I can use for you. Let's use, for example, the word noun, I guess. Okay, so just hold your horses. So let's get the word noun. Here, noun is any member of a class of words that can function as the main or only elements of subjects of verbs. Like this, dog. Dog is a common noun. But if you say the name of the dog, let's say that the dog's name is, I don't know, Spot. So then you use capital letter, capital S. And it goes like this. So it's not that thing that is, oh God, out of the ordinary. It's not exactly like this. We have lots of information. Let's see what is a noun. Let's see if I find something related to noun again. Origin of noun, specific, it goes. Okay. So let me see if in the word proper, for proper noun, if you have it there. Just let's get it, because I guess we can find proper nouns, proper noun. Okay, so there we have. So proper noun. Okay, we don't have the pronunciation, no problem. So in grammar is a noun that is used to denote a particular person, place, or things. Like examples: Lincoln, Sarah, Pittsburgh, and the Carnegie Hall. Okay, we have here information here and there, and it goes on. You can organize a quiz. The origin of this, you see, it was first recorded, guys, in the 15th century. So Brazil, if you remember, Brazil was discovered, according to our history, in 1500. So it was about the time that Brazil was discovered that it was first recorded. So okay, so wow, is the register from that time. Well, so you have here other examples: Iceland, Patrick, and Uranus. Uranus is a nice word. Sometimes we make jokes by using them. So this is the dictionary.com that you guys can use to get the pronunciation of the words, meanings, examples, and this is the idea that I use it when we refer to proper nouns. If you want, just for the record, you got here and you put common noun, and it's going to bring it to you too. So according to grammar, it's a noun that may be preceded by an article or other limiting modifier, and that denotes any or all of a class of entities and not an individual. See, it's not capitalized, so you say man or man, city, horse, music. So they do not have capitalized initials, and this is very important. Before I go to the other one, just remember one thing I said. There are some people that say, yeah, but I don't think we need to capitalize. It's not necessary. Guys, for a writer or for any person that writes, it's really important, really. I'll try to remember at least one example of the, just like China, I guess I gave you one, in which you change the meaning totally just because it's capitalized or not capitalized. But let me show you this, because this is something that I hope you know. This is called Grammar Master, okay? You can get stuff here. So we have the definition for this. So a proper noun is the name given to something, and then you have capitalized Jonathan, Ali, New York, and as I said, Monday. And attention to this. Proper nouns are written with capital letters, please remember, regardless of where they appear in a sentence. Beginning of the sentence, middle of the sentence, the end of the sentence, you need to capitalize. I did not say that, but I think it's important because it's not a noun, it's a pronoun. But for example, I, you, he, she, it, remember. So this is a huge mistake if you write I as I am Jerry in small, using small I. So you need to use it capitalized. So the same thing we have to say and reinforce that is related to the proper nouns. Well, so here they say that the proper nouns in contrast with common nouns, okay? So they're usually like this, boy, etc. They are written with a capital letter only when they start a sentence. This is important, as I said before. Only when you begin a sentence, then okay, then you use capitalize it, because that's your obligation as a writer, as a person that is going to write. Here we have some examples, and that's why I chose this grammarmonster.com, because then you have, if you're talking about a lake, it's a common word. But if you want to give an example, you say Lake Superior, there in Canada. And then if you say an ocean, so you say the Pacific Ocean. So you see that it's capitalized. If you're talking about, let's see what else here, coffee, but it's one specific kind of, you say the gold blend. And then it goes. So you see that when you try to be very specific, when you are going to give an example, that one, that maybe the only one that exists or exists in that environment, then you use capitalize it. That's why people in general, and animals too, especially pets, we usually have to use capitalized initial. Okay? Let's see what else I can highlight here for you guys. Let's see. Okay, a more formal way, but it's gonna be the same stuff. What is nice is this. You see, they say idiots like a common noun, and then Jason as a proper one. Castle is here, the Warwick Castle. So then you have, if it's a common noun, so no problem, it's not capitalized. If you say just like initials capitalized, is because it's a proper noun. So this is very important one. Guys, you can't smell what I am smelling here now. But anyways, let's go on. So what I like about this site, especially if you are a teacher, is because if you are in a room or in a classroom, or if you want to teach people, you have even video here that you can watch. I'm not gonna play, but you can play at home, right? And then you go to YouTube if you want to, but you can use it. And then you're going to have also other examples, maybe a more complete one. My intention here is to bring you at least notions related to some aspects of the English language and grammar at the same time. This is, I guess, the main part of this meeting we have today. Because remember what I said, that some people say, well, but I don't think I need to capitalize. But guys, it's a proper noun. You have to capitalize. So they summarize it here, and it is very nice. So here we have why proper nouns are important. So 5 common issues related to this. And of course to this, capital letters, that's what we're talking about. Number 1, don't capitalize a word just because it's an important word in your sentence. So maybe you want to say that your client, okay? So you want to emphasize your client. In Portuguese, it's very common for people to say that. No, but it's because the client is important to me. Okay, but it's even in Portuguese, I guess in Italian, for sure in Spanish, of course in Portuguese. Guys, it's a little bit strange if you do like this. So you see, when you have the word client, when you have the word gift capitalized, they are common words. So you don't need the word client and the word gift. You don't need to capitalize them. So the idea is try to respect the rules. Try not to invent. The language was invented, was created, has evolved over the centuries. You are not inventing the language. The language exists by itself. Okay? Number 2, use capital letters for just the principal words in a title. Title of a book, title of a song, title of a movie, series, and so forth. Why? Normally we get those small words like articles, prepositions, conjunctions. These are the words that are not supposed to be capitalized. But remember, general rule, is it the first word? Well, it's capitalized. It doesn't matter. Jerry, but it's an article. Well, no problem. You capitalize. It's the first word. Jerry, but it's a preposition. Man, it doesn't matter. It's the first letter. So it's the first word, better saying. It's the first letter, but it's the first word of the title. You've got to capitalize. Let's say the word of. Of, O-F, is a preposition. But if you say of all the things I said, so you begin the sentence with of, O is capitalized. If of is in the middle of the sentence, at the end of the sentence maybe, so then you do not capitalize. It has to be very clear. So you are not supposed to do this. Here, we say articles and so on. Examples, Tower of London. So you do not capitalize a preposition. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. So then, and a conjunction, and the article you do not capitalize. Catcher in the Rye. So remember, it's a book, also a movie. In is a preposition, the is the article. So we do not usually capitalize, but remember, this is a good example. The Last of the Mohicans. So the first one is capitalized, but the second one is in the middle of the title, so you do not capitalize. This is very, very important. And then we have other names, right? If you have names from other languages like Leonardo da Vinci, so then you need to follow the same idea. You see that da is a preposition. But then remember that we have those languages and we need to respect them too. Well, number 3, do not write the seasons, right? I said, I mentioned the days of the week and the months of the year. Another question that people ask is exactly this. But why I do not capitalize the seasons of the year? Guys, sometimes you don't need to know why. You just know that this exists. That is not a good idea for you to capitalize. You are not going to teach. You are not going to make let's say a presentation. You're not a scholar. You don't need to know why. It's more curiosity than necessity. So we do not capitalize the seasons of the year and the points of the compass, like north, south, east, and west. There are exceptions. Remember, it's really important to say. Here we have an example. In the autumn, some geese fly south for the winter. So we have autumn, winter, and south here. Okay. Another one is number 4. Okay, it's the one I said before. Nice, it's here. That the words sun and moon, that usually we capitalize. But there is one thing, right? That sometimes we use the before. Because you can talk about the sun and the moon just like talking about something ordinary, right? Something common. But sometimes you want to refer to the star up there. So then you say the moon, the sun, and then you capitalize. Remember that. Okay? So this is, it's more often, I would say my case, I more often do not capitalize. Okay? Because I just mentioned the sun here and there. But okay, if I write a poem, if I am talking about that star up there, okay, then why not? Then I think it's a nice idea if you do like this. Capitalize, I mean. Another one, number 5, write terms like a director in finance department with capital letters, because you're talking, remember, about specific people, specific places, as they say here, departments. So job titles, office names, usually we capitalize in English. In Portuguese, by the way, it's not a normal thing to be done, but you can say so. But again, pay attention to this sentence, and this one is correct. The Prime Minister, oh, the guy is important. Remember, so you capitalize. Has nicer legs than every other Prime Minister. So here, the word or the construction is an important one. And Jerry, how do I know? Pay attention to the article. Usually the article may help you. It's not that it's going to help you all the time. And here, you're talking about any Prime Minister. Okay? Every other Prime Minister. It's not one specifically that you are talking about. And here is the same idea. They use like a human resources section, so you capitalize. And here just say that they had a human resources office. So you see, sometimes you capitalize, other times you do not capitalize. So the only thing you have to pay attention to is what is the emphasis that you're giving. Here, they kind of summarize the whole thing. You see that the proper nouns get capital letters. And remember the common ones, no, not really. When writing titles, remember you use capital letters for the first words and the main words, the principal words. But not words like the, and, a, to, of course, and, or, in, with. Remember, articles, prepositions, and conjunctions, in general, they are not capitalized. Okay? The seasons, right? The points of compass, as we said, the word moon, the word sun, and terms related to titles and places, specific places in general. Well, if you like it, this site, remember that you can use it. You can go to it as many times as you want to. This is Grammar Master, okay? grammar-master.com, and then you guys can take a look at it. Another thing that you guys can do, remember I said that, is to use Google. Google is the guy nowadays. You just type there proper nouns, and then you're going to have a lot of examples. Let me get, I guess this one is a nice one. Just see. I don't know why, right? But guys use it capitalized, but it's that kind of stuff that you type and then you just go enter, and then poof, it becomes capitalized. So it's just a lack of attention, but it's not supposed to be capitalized here. It's just because it's a list. But anyways, you have here the word car, and then you have the Audi. So then you have like example. So I'm not worried about this, capitalize, not capitalize. What I'm trying to just convey here, just to let you see that you have the common word, and then you have the proper one, okay? So as you have here a toy, example, Barbie. You have here a continent, example, Asia. You have here a country, example, America, America, or of course United States of America. By the way, July 4th is coming up, and then they are going to celebrate their Independence Day. Well, we have lots of other possibilities like this one that you guys can use. So proper nouns example, so you have some kind of list like Google. Yeah, Google's here. New York, New York City, New York State. Okay, so these are examples of what we have. And then you have here, if you want to go to grammarsimple.com, it's gonna help you a lot. Okay, well guys, so see, I talked to you about proper nouns today. In comparison to the common ones, they are easy to be understood. Either or not, you pay attention to them that much when you read. Try to, because maybe you don't pay attention when you are writing, but when you are reading, you are going to see that it's possible to visualize them and pay attention to them, because if you don't, you're not going to be able to, when it's your time, when you are going to write, and then you're going to respect these laws, these rules we have in the grammar, in the English grammar. Okay, so I hope I helped you. Thanks for watching. Remember that you can be in touch with me by using my social networks, and this video you can like it, you can share it, leave comments, and then we are going to see again as soon as possible. Bye bye.